Kinnesel from Tabakachma, the Kinnesel from Tabakachma, the jealousy of rabbis increases wisdom. Amar of Nachman Bar Yisuf, Nachman Bar Yisuf says, Moser of Rav Huna Braid of Yeshua, the Rav Huna Braid of Yeshua is Moder, Baroflim Hamafdirim Bayaris, with a peddlers which are going around in the cities. The Lumatsumak, you can't stop them from setting up shop in there because they want a monopoly. Kadeshiu Tashit, I mean, whatever, I don't know. Okay. And the reason why you can't stop them from coming is the reason why they should have a lot of adornments found. The Benos Yisrael, the daughters of Israel, so meaning we need to have spice peddlers extra. I guess there's other regulations. I don't know how they. Okay, I don't know. So yeah, that was. This is only to go around the city. Okay, so let's see Rashi. Rashi says, Moder Huna Bredu Yishua. Apagav the Omer Bar Masa. You said a person in the city and a person Bar Masa in a different city. Matsumak, if you could stop him from coming. Milahavi from coming here. Ulimkar and to sell. Modu Barochlin Mokur Besam. He's molded by spice peddlers who sell spices. Hamasir Bayaris who go around the cities. Lahavi Besam to bring their spices to the Nashim to the women. Le Iskashit Behem to be adorned with them. The Lomatzi Ma'akivalai is not able to protest about them. Rokle the people, the spice peddlers of the city. Laduri L'chazil L'saviv to go around and to move around the city. Move here in the alleyways of the city. Ubabatim Al Kol Roads Liknos on the house of anyone who wants to buy. V'achor Kain Yoshev the Euro, and afterwards he goes back to the city. So that the honeymoon duris means you can go around the city. But to set up shop, well, we don't let you set up shop. You can go around. If he's a big rabbi, even to set up shop there also, he had the rabbi like that. If Rabbi Sharil who Rabbi Shai will Rav Ovadia and also Rabbi Ovadia, lakvui to set up shop. The local costs are not like a full halacha, not like a real halacha, but he went. Rashi says. Vitor Mirabanan, who the tar begins his trouble with learning. It's not normal for him to go around. Even to set up shop would also be fine because he's got to learn. The local cost are not like halacha. Lifnim is then for him to be able to go. It's interesting. I mean, he's a Torah Mirabanan, so why is not halacha? This is how the Rabbanan set it up. They want more people. We need more people learning. Okay. My time, what's the reason? Given the Rabbanan, who since the Rabbanan also the Tzar de Migirsas is going to become trouble from their learning. How did it? I guess it's not the halacha normal. Maybe what rabbis is different. I'm not sure. I was saying with Mishra is a din, so it's not even okay. How did the ice these? There was the dikuli. Rash says mokri salam. There's still baskets. V'yesh acherim. There's v'yesh omer mokri yoro. Some people say it's but they sell vats. How did the ice dikuli? There was these vat merchants which sold. They brought their vats. The bubble to bubble. Also the name Masa Komak the people of the city came in there who were protesting about them. Also the they came from Vino. Amalu, he said to them, Alma, he says they're coming from the general public. Alma Lizma, and then from the general public they'll sell. You can't stop them. They can come here and sell their stuff. Bahani Milu Biyom, the Shuk, when is these days, when is this word said that was talking on the day of the Shuk? Avulu Yom the Shuk, but not a day of the Shuk, then look, then you could stop them because they're not going to sell to other people. And they're coming. They're going to sell to people of the city, which you already have as customers. Yom the Shuk and Nami lo Amrin, and on day of the Shuk also you don't say. El the Zvuni B'Shuk, it's only to sell it in the market in the marketplace. Abula Dure, but to go around. Abula Dure Masa lo. Okay. The Alma listener, let's tell the other people out the outside. Yom the Sugar Happy was there in the marketplace, but Harbi Boy Malcolm many people coming from a different place. Look no men a shuk to buy from the marketplace. The Tikach in the year Ma'akbin al Gam al Mokrim Lahavi, therefore the people of the city cannot stop even from the people on the sellers which from coming. From bringing some their work. We limit the nikvatsim the shuk to sell to people who gather in the shuk. No. This is only but to set up in the shop, but to go around the market to the city, you couldn't do that because you're going to be selling to the regular customers that this person has. No. Hanu Amrai, the Wizard Amrai, the Aisu Amra, they brought their, okay, Rashi's Amrai Moklik, somebody sells, they sell wool. They brought their wool, their Imra, the Fum Nara. Also, when they masked, they came the people of the city and come out to lie, let's stop them. Also, made you Kahana, became in front of Kahana, Amru, do you know who the master life from the din is that they can stop you? Why you're not they they have a right to sell in their city, you sell in your city. Amrullah said to him, Islan Ashrai, we have here credits, Pemasa, meaning world money here. Islan Ashrai Pemasa, Rashi says, Makharna Barmana, we sold on trust, I mean on credit. Between Anu Leoshikan, we need to, the shows come, we need to stay here, Ad Shinigva Chobos, until we collect our obligations, Shalano of us. We have to collect the credit. If we don't sell our merchandise, we minus finance. How are we going to make a living? So what we need to get our creditors, and we need to make a living. Go sell the exact amount of your livelihood, meaning just the minimum that you can get away with. Add the krisu ashray until you've uprooted your creditors. That's cool, which are yours. Brazil too, and then you go. Rav Dimi ben Yerdai, I see growers, and Frindini from the Dai brought a bunch of dried figs. Bisfina in a boat. Amalei Reish Glus, the Rabbi, the Reish Glus said to Rabbi, Po Fazi, Hitzur Merabanan, who, go see if he's a servant Merabanan, knock at Shuka, and then hold back the marketplace. Rashi says, Adak Risush, the Akruch of saying that you uprooted their obligations when a little from the people who bought on credit. Mikem Bashrais, from you and us on credit. We bought from you on credit. Nakale Shuga, hold back the marketplace. Hakri Shalo Yimkar, announce that you shouldn't sell. Each be a person in the city, grow with dried figs, Elahu only him, because he's a Marabanan. Okay, so Nakale Shuga. Amalei Rabbi said, Ravada Barab, he sent to Ravada Barab, Pok Taiba Bekan. Bekan Kane says, go smell his his jug and check him out. Navagozel went and Baminen asked him his question. Peel Shabala Kafipa. If you have an elephant which swallows up a basket, mitzvahs, an Egyptian basket, Vikia, and he spits it out. Derech base array for the way of the back end, so it goes right through him and all the way out and just comes right out. Mahu, what's the lacha? Is that still considered? Is that considered a who vessel, which would not be Mekabel Tumah, or is it a regular vessel that it started with and it would be Mekabel Tumah? So they say it's like he swallowed it. Okay. Lo Havabiya, he didn't have it in his hands. He didn't know the answer. Amalei mind you, Rava, and they said back to him, okay, so the person asked the question, obviously very smart, if he knows the answer to this, is, so you are Rava? Probably, but suddenly he tapped him on his sandal with a stick. Amalei, Bain Didila Rava Ikatu. Between me and Rava is a lot. Rava's a lot smarter than me. Me, Al Karchan Rabba, he says, of course I'm your Rabbi. Rava is the Rabbi. Rava is the Rabbi of your Rabbi, because I'm a lot smarter than you, and he's a lot smarter than me. Lo not till Shuk, he didn't hold back the Shuk from them. He says, you're not a big rabbi. Pasig Rogos, he destroyed his dried pigs. Did who? Also came of Yosef, he came in front of Yosef. Amalei Chazimar, my Abdul, you see, master, what he did to me. Like, what? I didn't open the Shuk for me. I lost all my stuff. Amalei Mandalo Shia says, the one who didn't hold back, the Onisa, the Malka, from the affliction of the king, the Adam who was an Adamite. Lo nishtaya lo nisya, you shouldn't hold back from your own affliction. The Chsiv, as the pasuk says, is a proof that Hashem didn't hold back from the affliction of this Adamite king. Koma Hashem al shlosha peshai Moav ba'al arba lo hashiven. So says Hashem on the three sins of Moav, and on the fourth one I will not return. Al shesarfu atzamos, and I guess the three he's okay with, the fourth one's too much. Al Shazarfu, it's almost because he burned the bones, Shemelech Adam of the king of Edom, that's too much. Hashem's exacting revenge. Lasid, he turned them down into limestone or plastic. He'd like burn them up. Nashid Rav Adabarabba, that he died, Rav Adabarabba died. Rav Yosef Amar Ana Nishte, Rav Yosef says, I punished him. The Ana L'Taisava, because I cursed him. Rav Dimi Ben Ardai Amar Ana Nishte, Rav Dimi Ben Ardai said, I was the one who punished him. The Avs the Grogos, DD, that he destroyed my Grogos, and therefore, as in his repayment, I was the one punished. Abai Amar Ana Nishte, Rav says, I was the one who punished him. So Amar Lu Rabbanan, he said to the Rabbanan, Ad Megarmiso Garmi Be Abai. It says, before you start chewing bones in the house of Abai, Tu Achle Besa Shmeina Be Rabba, come eat fat meat from Rabba, meaning Rabba is a lot smarter than Abai, and that's why, because you insulted Abai, that's why he got punished. Abai's worried. So these are all rabbis that are worried they're the one who causes damage. Hechur Shelo Yimkar Ish Be'ir Grogros Elahu, he announced that he shouldn't sell in the marketplace Grogros for him. Toilet Be'kankanei, he smell his vessel. Harech Lo Be'kankanu, smell his vessel. Im Yainhu, if it's wine. Im Chometz, if it's vinegar. Chomer Badkum Be'hilchos, check them in halachos. Im Talmud Chachamhu, if it's Talmud Chacham Lo. Reach hayayin, the smell of wine. Kishamarichan, also when you smell it. Tim tofu, if it's good. Kari tahi is called tahi. Kedaminim bastia b'mesachas avodah to say bastia and mesachas avodah zarah. Okay, but kesuvos, and similarly kesuvos. Kaina hu tahi be ambra dechamra. The kaina was smelling the ambra dechamra of wine. The point is, he means smelling the jug, checking it out, checking if it's wine or vinegar. It's like a test, a smell test. I don't know. He would check, he would smell ambra de cham. I don't know. He would smell the wine and make sure it's good. I'm not sure Amber means. Kafifa mitzvah an Egyptian basket. Sal nitzarim. It's a basket of reeds. Shal arva of a willow branch. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, what's the lawful? Me chashukima okul to count as if it's been adjusted. V'hava like kli garment glalim and count as if it's a pool vessel. Ve'in makabel toma and can no longer accept that any toma owed. Amali Rav Dima Ravada, and then after asking this question, you didn't know, and he said, "You said Ravada, mind you, Rabba, you master, you are Rabba. Amali, also who." Atu Rabba, you Rabba the future Shama al Rabba, because you heard about Rabba Shu Galdo here. There's a great person in the city. But Sabra Shuzeh saw this person. Topically, Basandali hit him on his sandal. Hiku al Sandali hit him on his sandal. B'makal with a stick. Derech spoken way of laughing. Kishem Shemakin the Misha ain't of Kosh, just like you hit someone who's not so Koshib. Dilosho, he didn't hold back the Shuk. Shalom Nimna Mili that you should, I'm sorry, no, Hashem won't hold back. He's not going to hold back from repaying him and getting back Ravad the Barava. Lo Nisa to the affliction, or not so the infliction of his embarrassment, the Malk Adam, the king of Adam, Afafishu Adam, even though he's an Edomite, Hashem didn't hold back for them, for sure for your affliction, Hashem's not going to hold back. Also, for because Malch must be Zion because he burned them because of the Bizayan. Meaning that he Damahu Rabbanan, Adam Risu Garmi Be'abai says before you start chewing bones in the house of Abaye, Shay Rogo Lomer the Tamidim, because he was custom to say to Tamidim, Ata Holuchem Etel Abaye, before you start going to Abaye, Ligrom Atzomus to start chewing bones, Lomer Lulmoch Ludash, the Soviet means to eat now for satiation. Suakli Kama Bo Ulamdo Huchos Zehuvos, come and learn halachos which are Sahuvos, Mervachos, which are, I don't know, Sahuf is usually like shinier, and Mervachos means more wide. Eitzel Rav by Rav, maybe fatter. Point is better, halachos more, halachos not. You get the full picture. Okay. Vishwa, Shemena, let's come eat fat meat by Beirav in the house of Rava. He's the better Rabbi. Rava says, Anna Nishta, I was the one who punished him. The Kiyav Azel, the baked Tavcha, because when we go to the butcher, the Mishka Lumta to take his piece of meat, Amalu the Tavcha would say to the butchers, Anna Shukla and the Bresh, I'm going to take first, because made the Shama the Rava before the attendant the Rava. Anna Dif Mini, because I'm better than the attendant, I'm a beggar student. Shama the Rava, Shtuch, the Knas his messenger to acquire the meat. He said, I'd go first. Rav Nachman Bar Yitzchak Anna Nishtem Nachman Bar Yitzchak is I was the one who punishment. Him Rav Nachman Bar Yitzchak Reish Kalahavi. Rav Nachman Bar Yitzchak was the head of the Kala Drasha. Kol Yoma made the nail the Kalab every day before he would go into the Kala Drasha. Marid Basre Ravada Baraba. Marid Bahada, I think that means he goes through with it. Went through with it with him. Let me see this. Okay, I think he would run through it. Marid is like run. He run through with Bahade with him, Ravada Barabo. Nishmaita to his sugya. Bahadar Lakal let him go into the Kala Drasha. Ahu Yom and Aktu, that day they held them Rapapa of Rapuna Braid Vishwa. Rapapa and Rapuna Braid Vishwa, the Ravada Barabo, they held them back. Mishum Delo Habib Bisuma because they weren't at this end, the conclusion. We'll see what conclusion in Rashi. And they needed to, and Amarle, they said to him, Emelon Hani Shmaita the Meister Behema, tell us these sugis of Meister Behema. Hechi Amris Ramba, Amrin Rabba had Rabba say them. Amalhu Hachi Am Rabba says, this is what Rabba says. Hachi Am Rabba, here's what Rabba says. Adahachi Nagel until the, as this happened, it got late. Rav Nachman Yitzchak, Rav Nachman Bar Yitzchak. Amalei Rabbana, Rav Nachman Bar Yitzchak, Rav said to Rav Nachman Bar Yitzchak, Kum, the Nagelan, it's come, the students came and said to him, it's getting late. Lami Yosef Mar, why is Master sitting? And you should get to the drasha. Amalu Yasivna, Vika, he says, I'm sitting, Vika Manatra, and I'm waiting. Vika Manatra, and I'm waiting. The Arsid, for the bear, meaning the thing they carry the dead body of Rav Nachman Bar Adabarava. So meaning, I want him dead, or I want to see his dead body because I'm waiting to see it. So I think they say like he didn't really want him dead. He's just assuming that the only way he would ever miss this is because he's got to be dead. But I don't know. I think I remember that, but I didn't see it here. Okay. Until now, as this happened, the voice went out that he was dead. The Mistaver, the Rav Nachman Bar Yitzchak Anshe, makes sense that Rav Nachman Bar Yitzchak was the real one who actually punished him because of his curse that said, I want to see his dead body. That's the one that did it. Rishkal, the head of the Kala Drosh, Dorish Rabbim B'Menach B'Shabbos, he would Dorish in the public and Shabbos. Lo Havi B'Siyum wasn't that they weren't at the end, these people, these rabbis, and they held him back to making the drasha. Yishom, some say Shlo Hayabal, the Eitzah, they weren't at the Eitzah Shanazah Rav Nachman Bar Rishkal, they weren't at that like idea that they should make Rav Nachman Bar Nachman the head of the Kala. Yishom and the Lo Havi B'Siyum, some say they weren't at the end of the Pirik of the Rabbah, at the end of the Pirik of Rabbah, and Dorish the Shabbos the Regel, that he darshans at the end of the Shabbos of the festivals, Hilchos HaMuras Beperik Achron Shal Bechoros, in the halachos which are said in the last parak of Bechoros. So either he doesn't know that Rav Nachman is waiting for him, and he's the one who's got to do the Reish Kala, or he doesn't know that they weren't at the end of the drasha for Rabbah, and they were just needed to hear the halachos they missed. Shmat the Ma'aser Behema, the Sugit the Shmat the Behema, the Perakach from the Bechoros, and last parak of Bechoros. Rabba Amarinhu, the Sofer Rabba said them at the end, the Sofer at the end of the parak. Also, Rabbanan said, Talmidei HaYeshiva, the people of the Yeshiva, Habayim, the Shema, which are coming to hear. Natrinu, and he says, why did you come and make the drasha? And the Tarna, Arsid Ravacha, we've until he takes the beer of Ravacha. Ani Mitzabla Kan Shiyavilo Es Mitas Ravadabar Shames. I'm waiting here that you should bring the dead body of Ada that he's dead. Mishaya Kosu Samach Kosu Chaver, one who had his wall next to his wall, his friend's wall. Lo Yismach Kosu Lacha, shouldn't put a different wall there. So meaning he had it there at one point, he shouldn't replace it and put the wall there. Helim Kain, unless here Chuk Mimenu Arba Amos, he gets away from it 4 Amos. Hachalonos, Bein Milmat, and what's happening here? The windows, Bein Milmala, Bein Milmatan, Bein Connectim Arba Amos, whether you want to go away from the window, whether you're going above the windows, below the windows, or away, or you're just having a wall opposite the windows, you got to make sure to be 4 amos above, and 4 amos below, or 4 amos away, whichever you're trying to do. Trying to go below the window, 4 amos above the window, 4 amos. You want to just be right beside the window, 4 amos back. Lo yismok lakoso, chavero, after elim kain. First, I'm not going to explain the reason in the Gemara, or the words in the Gemara. Chalonis in the windows. Misho hayilo chalonis, one who has windows, which are open the chutz to a courtyard. Chaver of his friend. V'chosuk b'davar zayin is established with this matter. Shalol shalosh for 3 years. Above al chutz, meaning, and therefore he has rights to this. Above al Khatil no sham kosun, only the field wants to build their wall. So the Shire, the Anamas, he has to evaluate 4 amos, um, Bayim Malawell, whether above. And also, if he wants to make it higher, he has to Yagvia Coastal Dal Anamas to make his wall 4 amos, Menachalonas from the windows, see 4 amos taller. Bayim Lamanta, whether in Bol of Nosanam, if he wants to make it shorter, Tzarech Lashbil, you have to make it so low, Menachalonas Dal Anamas, 4 amos lower than the windows. Time of Parish Gemara, the reason he's going to explain them. Bayim connect them. Tzarech Lahafum Dam Anamas, whether opposite them, if you want to make the wall right opposite the window, you got to go 4 back. So, okay, we'll see in the Gemara. The on the first wall, how did he put it there? When he says the wall fell down, how did he get that first, and then if he wants to replace it, how does he want to replace it? I'm going to review the Hachakam. Here's what it means to say. Habal Ismoch Lo Yismon, who wants to come next to it, Lo Yismoch Elim Kain Herachuk Mimenu Arba Amos, unless the distance is 4 amos. But there was no original wall. Mitchila Kosel Eitel Kosel Chaverim, originally if his wall next to the wall of his friend. Muscular Rav asked a question, if there's someone who has a wall next to his friend's wall, not someone who doesn't have a wall and he wants to build a wall. Elam Rav says, here's what it means to say. And I think it still says it doesn't mean the wall, but it means the boundary where you would put a wall is how the first opinion did. Rav says, here's what it means to say. One who has a wall next to the wall of his friend, 4 amos away, enough, and it fell down. Lo Yismach will close the house, shouldn't put another wall next to it. Elim Kain Herchum Menu Dal Amos, unless he distance 4 amos. My time of Davsha the Hochel Mali lost. So you can't put it. You had a wall which was 4 amos away, so it was the right here, and you can't put it any closer. Why? Because the trampling over here it helps over there. So when the people get in between these two walls, and there's 4 amos in between, there's enough space to walk. When they start walking there, it's going to make it the walls nice padded in soil. Rashi says, what do you see there where already was? And it fell down, you shouldn't put it in close. You can't put it close to this end to the wall of his friend. The trampling of over here is good for over there. Masha Dosham Beregel, Bain Shnei Exolim, this they press down with the foot between the two walls. Talmud. Morlish Shnei Exolim, it works for the two walls. Lahak Shus HaKarkus is harden the ground. You sodas the Gesolim of the base of the wall. Below Yamoto, and it won't become like less and fall over. Amarav Lo Shanu Alakos Gidim Rav says it was only topped by the wall of a garden. Avakos Chutz, but the wall of the courtyard. And Balis Mosoma, if you want to come next to it, you could come next to it. Rav Yosha says whether a coast of a whether of course the wall of a garden, whether of course the wall of a courtyard, symbolic smoke in a summer. If you want to come close to it, you couldn't come close to it. The reason why a courtyard would be different in the first opinion is because there's more trampling already. It doesn't need the extraness. Rashi says, so sometimes they don't trample it. From the inside, needs trampling from the outside. Don't trample. So, but a chotzer got trampling from the inside. So the second opinion says either way is a problem. And both the smoke and the smoke, so whether it's gino or whether it's a chotzer, if you want to come next, you can't come next to it. It says they're not really arguing. This is an old city, this is a new city. Your Chodash, Rashi says the dialogue it hasn't been trampled. So even then, if it's a new city, even the wall of a chotzer needs to be trampled because the soil's not really well padded. But if it's an old city, everything's already really hard padded. Tanan, Chalonos bein Malmala bein Malmala. So we taught in the windows whether you want to go above them, whether you want to go below them, bein connected, whether you want to go opposite them. Them are Bahamas. You got to go 4 arms away. But Tani Alam, we taught in it, Malmala Kadesh Lo Yatzir. The reason why it has to go above is because no, you shouldn't. It's very interesting. These people shouldn't hang down and stare in. Milmasa, and why do you have to make the wall lower? Is Shalo Yam, but you shouldn't stand on the wall of the year and start staring through the windows. And we connect, and the reason why you have to go opposite them, Shalo Yapil, and they shouldn't become dark. So you have to get all the way back. Time with Shalo Yapil, the reason is that you shouldn't be dark. That's why you got to get 4 arms away from his windows and not block up his windows. Avu Mishum Damshum, because of the pressing of the feet, this trampling. Lo, it doesn't say that reason. Hakumei, that's not what the Bible says. So why do you say that the reason is because of trampling? What are we dealing with here? We're talking when it came from the side, and it's not actually, it's perpendicular, it's not going parallel. The kama, and how much do you have to go when you come from the side? Amr Rav Yiva says, Amr Rav Yiva, Chamua Ashen Bar Nadbach, is the father-in-law of Ashen Bar Nadbach, Mishmei Rav name of Rav. Kamali Rakav alone, you only have to go the filling of the width of the window. Make sure you're that far away, and you'll be fine. Vahalo Meitzitz, but can you just stare through the window? Okay, let's see Rashi here. Milmal and up above. Zorach Lagbia Yoshir Shalo Yatzitz, you have to be make it higher enough that you shouldn't be stared through. Hishano Al Koslo, when he's leaning on the wall. V'yashkol Roshan leans down his head. V'yiradarach Chalonos, and he'll see through the windows, basically in the house of his friends. He's holding on, hanging down, staring through the guy's window. Kamashalon, that's normal. So anyone who complains, obviously that's normal. Shlo Yamid, you shouldn't stand. Al Rosha Ove Hakos, on the head of the thickness of the wall, the year and see, and that's why it has to make below it. We can negative from opposite them. Zarach l'haka kadesh shelo yapel. You have to distance from opposite them in order you shouldn't darken it. Below yav tanab the Bryce shira, and the Tanab the Bryce didn't give a measure how much you have to go. The time is shlo the reason is that you shouldn't make it dark. V'sheish kolonos, when there's windows. Abu mishum davsha, but because of the pressing of the feet, v'shein sham kolonos, when if there would be no windows, lo, there is no reason there that you didn't have distance because of that. You only have distance because not to make darkness. There's no windows, don't have distance. Amma locha shinul davsha. What do you say? We don't care about the pressing of down of the ground. It says the answer is minatzat. She'ein hakoso ha'acher, that the other window is not mahalik l'orach kos, doesn't go along the length of Rishon of the first one. Element asad is going from the side perpendicular to it. Who? Kim zeb mizrach. This one's going east west. Zeb this one's going north south. The other way. Rosh Oviov Keneged Cholon, the head of its thickness is opposite the window, meaning the wall thickness is by the window, and it's going along the north-south thing. Mamapil, and it makes it dark. The Hok Aleka Mechosh the Damsha, that here there's not to be concerned about the pressing down of the wall. The Huport of that little bit, because when you're by that little bit of however long the wall is, it's just the thickness of, let's say, 6 tefachim long. Okay, so that's not a big deal. Not enough we wouldn't need you to keep your wall away just because the pressing down of those 6 tefachim can't be pressed by people walking. Okay, v'kama, how much do you have to weigh? Hidesh lo yapa, how much should make it dark? The Tana the Bryce, says lo yav shira, didn't give a measure. It doesn't say 4 amos, says nothing. Okay. The halomate, as we said, it's just enough to make the length of the window. The problem is, isn't he going to stare through it? Even the stomach-pu, since it's very close, just the size of the window away. Even though it makes it very high, you also have to be able to sort of shimmy down and stare in. Okay. Time is shuliyaba. Elamishum damsha lo. Halkomazin be 1 minute out. Okay, we said it was. Rokalim. Vahalomate isn't he going to stare through? Amr Ravzvid said, Ramadir is closely, he makes his wall very slanty. Navan and Tanan Arba Amos, we learned in our Mishnah 4 Amos. And why couldn't R be? Yeah, and Tosis adds in because our mission says only because of the windows and doesn't mention because even without a window that uses a Davsha problem. So obviously not talking Davsha problem. So how can we not be talking the Davsha problem? It's obviously got to be perpendicular. So we taught 4 amos. Lokash economy rochachas kamishne ruchos. Here's from one side. You have one wall on, let's say, the left of the window, and you've got a wall going perpendicular to that window, and then you got one. So that's only one side. And economy ruchos here's from two sides. If it's coming from both sides of the window, then it's going to be a problem. Toshima vesikosu minamazlicha, and you have to distance the wall from this big water pipe. Dalanamas 4 amos. Kadeshi zokif as a sulam in order that you should be able to put up a ladder. Time mishum sulam. The reason it's good in order to put up a ladder and she got up to that water pipe. Al mishum dabsha, but because of the pressing of the wall. Lo, hakumayskina b'meskila. Here we're talking about a meskila mishupas, which is a slanty pipe. The roof is very wide past the walls, and it's going way past. And the roof is going way past the walls. There's 4 amos under there, and they can walk there and get the dafsha. The pipe is going way past, and therefore you got to keep away even from that pipe, not just the walls. The walls are 4 amos away already, but you got to get away from that pipe to be able to put down the ladder. This is because of the pressing. But they can go and walk and come under it. Rashi says, "Ramadri is koslo." Osa Rosh Kosa makes the head of his wall midarn slanty, umeshupana litzad halonis and turn towards the windows. Ad she'ena roy lola la'amar alav lola ashan alav until it's not fitting not to stand on it, not to lean on it. Mishnei ruchos from two sides. Snake solim zekan egezed, two walls opposite each other. Mishnei stedi akolim from two sides of the window. That's when you 4 amos. As the kosa men hamazdecha, you have to get the wall away from the gutter pipe. Dalan amos 4 amos. Maskila who had seen or maskila is a pipe, it's a big pipe, canala, like a canala pipe, sholana, which is ours. Umunachas tzarach akosel, it's left kosel, and you leave it along the length of the wall. Ala kosel on top of the wall. Meg hagag in the water of the roof. Zovin the tofa that flows inside of it. V'hima kalkalachtam the arts and it flows it into the ground. V'im aruch kosle mahalach al kosel mahalach al pnei. And if this wall goes along the length of the courtyard of his friends, maskila Allah, and there's a gutter pipe on it. So this person has to distance from it. In Bala, there's no coastal if who wants to build a wall next to it. Arba amos 4 amos. Alpine arca along its whole length. Kadeshi zokov sham sulam in order to put there a ladder. Bishipua on in a slant. Alice for in order to get up on it, so he has to be able to slant his ladder and get up there. Husakim mazlicha to fix up his gutter pipe, Narcosis to clean it out. May offer its rows from dirt and rocks. A nofus boat which fall in it. Ma'akvin kiluach hamayim, they're stopping the flow of water. Clean out the gutters. Maslicha mishumaz, we're talking about a slanty gutter pipe. Shatikwa gagag mishumaz, the roof of the roof, okay, is slanty. V'yotzes l'chalan goes past minakot still the walls, goes out past the walls. L'tocha chatzir into the chatzir. V'amizlicha v'sofa tikra, and the gutter pipe is at the end of the roof. M'shuka l'halam minakot, so dragged on past from the wall. L'tocha chatzir into the chatzir. Hilkach ilo mishum zekif. It wasn't because of zekif sunim pulling up a ladder. Lo haya tzarach l'israch. We wouldn't have to distance from the edge of the roof because you're far enough away from the wall. Mishum davsha asituse tachas shibua underneath the slant. Masnisin, Markigas is sulam in a shova who distanced a ladder from a shova. So if you have a shova by a wall, you have to get away from that. You're setting up a ladder. You have to get away from a dovecote, 4 amos. In order that if you want to have a permanent ladder, you shouldn't be able that the weasel should be able to run up it, jump up it, and get to the shova. That's the coastal. Min hamaskila, and also you have to get a wall away from the gutter pipe that we just had. Dalan amos. Kadeshi zokif as a sulam in order to be able to put up a ladder. Rashi says l'chikan as a sulam in a shova. If you distance a permanent ladder or some sort of you want to use the stairs from a shovach, And this person has a shovach because they're in his courtyard. Samach l'kosel, next to a wall. Shabin shtei chatzos, between the two courtyards. V'chaver bo lahamid sulam mechatzer, and his friend wants to set up a ladder in his courtyard. He's l'kosel by the wall for whatever reason, so he can get up and down that wall. Yarchlikenu min ha-shovach, he should distance from the shovach arba chamas. From the gov korporamus, kadesh l'utek with an amir, that the weasel shouldn't jump. Min ha-sulam ha-shovach, from the ladder to the shovach. V'target the noyonim, and kill the birds or the doves. V'hi chaya katanet, and it's a very small animal, and it's a very small wild animal. That's what a weasel is. I think it's a weasel. Okay, so the Gemara says, "Lim matis in the local Rav Yosef. The military mission is not like Rav Yosef. Rav Yosef Homer is there. You hook over with those shalom, but then also with social shalom. But Rav Yosef said this one can dig in his plant in his rishos. This one can dig in his own rishos. And he says, we don't say that, oh, your tree is damaging my boar. No, you can dig in your own rishos. We don't care. The Gemara says, the field is named Rav Yosef. Even want to say it's Rav Yosef, your mission still makes sense. Rav Basra ki avina beir of kahana. When Rav Basra says that when I was in the house of Kana, Haya Omer, Mod of Yosef gave a delay. That Yosef is more than the case when it's his own arrows. Hakanami is Zimnan Bahadi the Monach. Here sometimes as you're putting it down, the cups and it jumps. As you're putting it down, it jumps. Grama, who the Gemara says, what is the Grama? Amr of Tubi Barmasam, Tumar says, those are married Gram Ben Ezekiel. Also, we said that Gram Ben Ezekiel is also. Rav Yosef Havalehan Tali the have. Rav Yosef had these. Okay, we'll get that tomorrow. Tali the Katanim. Then my season dok Rav Yosef. The Polik Besefer argues in the Sefer in a Perik in our Perik. V'notea ilan samach labar by building a tree by it next to his bed. V'tuba mili ika b'matis and many things in our mission. The vade look Rav Yosef, which are for sure not like Rav Yosef. V'alalem hafzus the sulam b'shrovach look Rav Yosef. Rather just say this also. As of the ladder and the dove are also not like Rav Yosef, because everything we said in our Mishnah seems to be not like Rav Yosef. You have to distance. Rav Yosef says you don't have to distance. Okay. Begir delay was on the earth. Bechitim habayim lo miad with arrows which come to him immediately. Begufo shel bal habayis mamish from the body of the owner of the house really. The Bahadi the monarch like that, he puts down this ladder, but Od Sha'ofus Basulim Kapta, holding onto the ladder, jumps. Grum ben Ezekiel also. So meaning the Gemara whoever comes up, and then Gemara said Bahal Grum who but it's a Grama, and Rav Yosef Ramah Tumah Bar Master says those are Grum ben Ezekiel is also. Even a Grum ben Ezekiel is even causing damage is a problem. Avilaman the Omer the little dying, seems the Gemara, even according to my number, he doesn't judge judgments of Garmi. A certain type of grama, more grami, less grami, more irresponsible for whatever reason. Mupatim l'sham, but he would still be patim l'sham. He says even in that case you're pater. Also the grom it's also to cause it. Because shabalam lahami grama when he wants to cause when you want to stand the grama lahaz the kaver to damage his friends, then ma'aka you can stop him because you're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to cause the damage. If you do it, you have to pay. Maybe not.